Hello everyone. Hey, it's Linda Anderson here from Linda Lou Creates. And as always, thanks so much for joining me. I do have spring fever, so I thought I would share a new card today using the Daffodil Daydream. Actually, the bundle from the stamp set, I am using the verbiage, the sentiment of Easter blessings. Otherwise, everything else is coming from the dies. So there are all the flowers. Here are the stems and leaves. These two will cut out then the flowers that are within the stamp set. And the butterfly is here as well. But then there's also a detailed sort of butterfly that you can put on top then. So I'm going to show you about the flowers. So I'm going to show you what pieces and parts go together to make this card. So first up, let's just see what else is on for this card. So I have a card base. Of course, it's Daffodil Delight. Top folding, that means it's 11 by 4 1/4. The score here in the middle is at 5 1/2. Inside, I just stamped one of the flowers in the Daffodil Delight ink and used a sentiment from, let me pull it in here. Here we go. Easter Friends. That was my inside sentiment there. So, all right. Now I have a piece. I went with very vanilla. Odd for me, I don't use vanilla a lot for some reason, so I thought I would pull it out. And this is 4 by 5 1/4. I used one of these Stitched with Whimsy dies. It does not cut. It just impresses all these lines and dots on it that really just add just a touch of something that's kind of fun. So, so that was added on to it as well. I have my sentiment again. You know what? I lied. I am so sorry. I did not use the Easter blessings out of this stamp set. Instead, I used it out of this one. So today, all I'm going to do from the Daffodil Daydream bundle is show you the dies. So anyway, I stamped that in some early espresso ink, backed it then with a piece. This is actually soft suede. All right. It has some dimensionals behind it. And then you can see, oh, these are really nice. These brushed brass butterflies. They are pretty in and of themselves, but another thing that I really like about them is that they're thin. They're not real bulky. So that really is nice when you go to mail these. So, all right, so tell you what, let's go ahead and get started on the flowers. Let's figure out what pieces and parts. Sometimes all those intricate dies can be a little daunting, and I want to just show you then they don't need to be. So I have for the card to create, let me bring it back in, sorry. So to create this flower here, this top left flower, you will need 2 of these pieces. Let me bring the dies back in, and there happens to be 2 of them on here. All right, so you will need to cut both of these out. I'm using Daffodil Delight and Crushed Curry. Those are my 2 colors here. All right, so cut 2 of those out for 1 flower. Then you need 2 of the detailed pieces for those petals, and I can't get them in my hand right. All right, so there's 2 dies. So cut these per flower out of your opposite color. So for me, these are cut out of my Crushed Curry. All right, I don't know, trumpet? Is that what this is called? I should ask my friend who's a gardener, she would know. Anyway, yes, there are 2 of these as well. You only need 1 for the flower that we're making here. I cut out 2 because of the second flower. So 1 of these per flower, all right? And then of course, then the detail, they included 2 of those, and that's out of the Crushed Curry, and that's what you see right here, okay? Now, those pieces make up this flower. I'm going to show you in a moment how to put it all together. This flower, as you can see, a little bit different. And so therefore, to make one of those flowers, you'll need this funny shaped one. So I think of this as having 3 petals and then sort of, I guess it's 4 petals, but 3 long petals. How's that? All right, one of those. And yes, there is a detailed version of that that is here as well. Crushed curry for that. All right. Then this little piece here, I don't know, looks like a mustache, propeller, I don't know. One of those. Because this one really threw me. I didn't know what to do with this one. So the solid one is going to be more in your solid color. I think of that as then the Daffodil Delight. While then there is this long piece that is more detailed. So I just think of that as being darker. And that is out of the crushed curry. So 1 each of those, and plus the 1 trumpet will make that flower. So let me show you kind of how to put it together. All right. So I'm going to move my card out of the way just so I can get going here. So needless to say, I think these are kind of self-explanatory here. You just will layer the crushed curry, the darker detailed, on top of these. So that one I think is kind of easy there. All right, let's move down here to these. All I can say is just kind of move it around until it matches up. So I'm looking at that going, that doesn't really match. So let me turn it. Oh, that does. There we go. So the detailed will match up perfectly then with the bottom piece. So the top being the crushed curry, the Daffodil Delight underneath. So you will make 2 of these for 1 flower. Okay. They will go together then, one on top of the other. And then your trumpet will go on top of that, giving you your flower. And I just bumped the phone, and I am so sorry for that. I just get excited because building this initially, I was like, what in the world do I put together? And then it was like, So just a little glue to put it all together. Now, this one, the second flower, the detailed or the darker piece is going to be pretty easy to line up. You'll be able to see how that goes. All right. You will have a trumpet then to put on. But what in the heck is this for? That one took me a while too. So there's only one way to put on this. Again, it will match up. So if we flipped it around the other way, it does not. All right. So that one, like I say, it's kind of like a puzzle to be able to see how these go together. All right. Once you have the propeller glued together, the one with the petals will go right over top of it. Then you have your propeller sticking out here. Do you see that? And then the trumpet will go on any way you want. Do you want to tip it to the side like that? Do you want it to be straight up and down? You decide. I kind of like the straight up and down look, to be honest with you. So that's what I did with mine. Yes, it does take away one of the petals then is hidden underneath, but that was just the way I liked it. So, all right. But you can play around with this, like I said, because you know daffodils, they kind of tip over in any direction you want them or that they want to go. So those are the flowers. All right. So I already have them obviously put together. So let's get making the card. Next is going to be the stems and the leaves, and those are pretty easy. So let's go ahead. What I often do is I will lay out my stems, my flowers. I'll make my arrangement, so to speak, and then I'll snap a picture of it with my phone just to see, yep, that's how I like it. I like it that way. So I'm going to start first with my stems, and you can see one goes to the left, the other one can go to the right. I like to make sure that one is offset, one a little bit higher than the other. Also, do you see how it, with the stem, it's kind of fatter here at this point? I don't cover it up. I like to make sure that that kind of shows through, as much or as little as you want. All right, so whoops, there we go. The leaves, yeah, you have some that kind of go off to the left. You have others that are a little bit more straight. So to the left and straight, maybe. There we go, yeah, okay. All right, so I kind of have an idea of how I want to do it. I'm going to put this under. I might put this leaf up a little bit more. This one will go here. All right, I'm starting to like it. I want it to hang off, yes. All right, so here we go. I'm going to take away the leaves. I'm going to then come back, whoops, and I am going to just put down my stems to start. I kind of build from the bottom up, whatever I want to be, I don't know, the first thing. The stems will kind of dictate then where the leaves and flowers will go. So here we go. Let's get some glue on here. Sorry, I know I'm babbling a lot, but like I said, I just felt the need to really study this set and figure out how it goes together. So some of these, you just need to see the directions on how to work it. All right. Here we go. Now, before I get my flowers down, I will get my leaves down. So I do have a leaf for here. And yes, we'll cut that all off at the end, at the bottom there, here in a moment, here as soon as we get done. All right. Okay. And I hope everyone is doing very well tonight. And here we go. I can't wait to start seeing my daffodils. I don't know, I haven't looked to see if they've popped up out of the ground yet, so I will have to do that sometime. I don't know, it's just been so blasted cold, very windy today, and that just seems to make it even colder. So the day started in the 20s. I am just not a cold person. Oh, I don't like it, not one bit. All right, now one more here, and then we'll be done doing all the stems and leaves. Okay, so let's get the flowers on. So here's where I'm going to put this one. Try not to have it extend over too far, because remember, this piece is 4 by 5 1/4, so you do have a little bit of a margin around it, but not a lot. Okay, so let's just make sure that we have some glue on that, and that I'm not extending too far over. I'm okay with what's off the edge there. Same thing is going to go with this flower. I want it, but if I go too far this way, of course, it's going to be too far off the edge of the card. So I am going to have to play with this one a little bit. And and bring it in some. So, all right, so let's just get a little bit of glue there, and there we go. Okay, time to trim that off. Let me just grab my, there we go. So now we're ready to get this onto the card base, that top folding Daffodil Delight card base. So now I do have some, I want to remind you guys that celebration, you have one more day. That's all. One more day to take advantage of all the free items that you can get with qualifying orders. I am going to show you what I am offering for anyone who orders from me. But let me finish making this card. Sorry, I'm getting to babbling again. All right, so I kind of just have a lot, well, I know, a lot of dimensionals, but I also tried to avoid where a lot of overlap was on this with the stems. And I probably should have waited to put my dimensionals on, especially these ones in the middle, because I was trying to kind of space it out so I wasn't getting onto over the stems, because otherwise it would kind of make the sentiment piece a little wavy. But I think I will be okay. Yeah, there we go. So remember, soft suede is what this is. So I think it's like 3 3/4 rather inches wide this way. And then however you're going to make your sentiment, the width of that is how that will be. So, all right, my next favorite thing, let's embellish it. Got some of these gorgeous brushed brass butterflies. That one is not easy to say quickly, so I will put them here. Boy, I'm just bumping that phone, giving you lots of the shakes there to look at, huh? All right, so there it is, the Daffodil Delight bundle that includes these Daffodil Dies. So sorry for going on and on to sharing how to create the flowers themselves, but sometimes that's you just need a little point in the right direction with those. What I was talking about was if anyone orders from me, no matter what size order it is, you will receive a tutorial free in which I share some of the free DSP. It's called Daffodil Afternoon, and these are the cards that I created using that paper, and it is a celebration item, free with a $50 purchase. So let me tell you something. If you love daffodils and you like this bundle, if you purchase this bundle, it will get you in the range of a free celebration item. And this paper is free with a $50 purchase. That's the qualifying order that you need. So think about it. Check out my online store. I would love to help you out if you had any questions regarding anything. But don't delay. If you're thinking about placing an order, make sure you do it, because tomorrow is the last day for celebration. So it always seems to go by so quickly. But anyways, hey guys, let me bring back in the card we made today. And I want to thank you again for joining me. Have yourselves a great week, and I will see you next Sunday. All right. Bye now.